Hello everyone, welcome back. This is JCfinger and I'm back with another build. It's a family home. I absolutely love this house. It's a lot more traditional from the one I built a couple of days ago, which was the grand estate. But this is beautiful. It's a family that lives here. You can see there's a lady in the front tidying up the gardening. There is a couple of cars. She has a husband, 2 children, and basically the house reflects the space that a family actually lives in. There's clutter around, but it's still elegant and beautiful, and we'll see it when we get inside. Now, I was thinking of using a different exterior, and I tried in different ways, but in the end I decided to settle for the exterior for the original build that was on this plot, because I think it just separates the house beautifully from the bottom part, and the top part is, brilliant white, and I think that's nice. The other thing that I wanted to do was, in some ways, include some gardening around the area, just in little patches here and there, without having to cause an obstruction. So I made sure that the truck sits quite nicely where it is, and I quite like the way that it looks without having to be overbearing with trees and so on. Now, this is the A-frame roof that we've recently received after completing the Grand Garages live event. It's a beautiful roof, and I think it adorns the shape of this house particularly well. I found that I had to keep trying different shapes for the exterior just so that the roof would sit well on the property. Otherwise, this A-frame roof can look a bit scattered, Now, it's on a large plot, although the actual house itself from wall to wall fits on a small plot. So if you want to replicate this on a small plot, you can without the backyard. So from the point where you've got the hedges and the fencing, that all would have to disappear for you to replicate this house on a much smaller plot. But for this build, I decided to place it on a big plot anyway, and set out some items that the family is using, like the washing, some trees, hedges, a mixture of actual fencing, and then a stone wall. I thought that was nice. I covered up the planter box beneath this tree, which I think is weird, but I covered it up with those shrubs, and I think that's lovely. There is a place to enjoy a fire, feel like you're camping. I mean, they are somehow in the woods towards the back of the property, and then there's a way out for you to perhaps go jogging and then work your way back into the back of this property and into the house. I love this house. It just feels like a home, a real home. Nothing super fancy, but still it's just a really nice space, and I can't wait to get inside and show you. So let's just do that. Okay, so now you've seen what the body of the build looks like and its grounds. You'll notice that there is a porch, an area for the occupants of this house to sit in, and it's a large one at that. But here's Gail. She is basically trimming the hydrangea. She is a hands-on mom, super mom at that, and she's the owner of this house. Now, I moved her in with her family. You might remember her from episode 3, Teeny Issues. She was at the cinema all by herself watching a film. After she'd worked so hard cleaning her house, she went off for a day out on her own. But here is her porch. There are some plants, a nice swing seat with some creeping plants, and it basically sort of provides some cover for those windows. Now, this is the entrance to the house. There are glass panels on either side of the door, and then you can see straight away that there's a staircase that goes up to the top part of the house. It's a 3 grid wide hallway system, so the staircase is over on the side, and then you've got 2 grids wide to make your way through into the house. And there you can have your boots taken off, check your mail, or maybe put a scarf on and head out to the woods, I don't know. But that section there also is the front part to the entrance from in the garage. So when you come into the garage and you come through to that door, you also have access to that unit where you keep your boots and things down. So here's the garage. It's got the pool table, most of the items that we would have won. Well, if you have completed, you would have won these items at the end of the Grand Garage Live event. And basically that's the hallway system connecting the garage and the entrance to the house. Now here's the living room, and these doors, as you see here, are basically a set of glass doors that open up, and they're just kept open. That's how I see it in my mind. It's meant to be like this, but that's because that's leading outside, so it's closed. In your homes, doors are usually swung open, so these are just left open, and it just makes the space airy, and you can see right through from the hallway and the entry system. Now this is the living room. There's a mixture of furniture here. I love this space. It reflects the type of sim that lives here. She's elegant, she's very clean, she is house proud, and she's got a lot of bits and bobs dotted around, very special items. And I just love this space. It's understated, but it's very elegant. It's beautiful. She's got lots of golds and rose golds around. It's meant to be a formal sitting room, so there's no television in here. She has kids and she doesn't want them to be in the space at all, spilling the juices or some crumbs from any food and things like that. Now, that's why there's no TV in here, so they're more inclined to remain upstairs in the living room upstairs, while the space stays really nicely set out and welcoming for guests. And she would socialize here with her friends and her husband too. This is the dining room, and of course, as you know, I'm always pushing for more things, different things, new things. I like these chairs. Now, your Sims can't sit at this table with those chairs unless you glitch another chair into it, which would be weird. But I like the look of them, and if you want your Sims to actually sit down and eat, then just put down actual dining chairs. There is a unit back here from the Santa's Rustic Farmhouse, and we unlocked it in the Christmas event. And then there's a fridge here, which I love that color, and again a set of open doors. You have to imagine that these glass doors, patio doors, open outwards, so they're swung out toward the garden, and the fridge is actually meant to be against the wall, right? So here's the kitchen. It's a kitchen dining area, and being a size of property that's meant to go on a small plot, it's important to leave spaces adjoining each other. Otherwise you'd have a lot of rooms and a lot of closed off spaces, and this works brilliantly for me to sort of open the space and share spaces. Because not only is this on a small plot, but it's on a small section of that plot because of the garage now. So I had to make use of the space wisely. In this section here, I would love to place the wine racks from the wedding presents event that's coming up soon, or the shelves with the aprons and oven mitts on them. Now, as you know, this is the way out to the back garden from the kitchen. You can take out the trash and so on. And there's another way out to the backyard from the restroom. So yes, there's a door out here, and there's a restroom in the corner here. And this is a beautiful space to come out and sit down. Now, I've used these beautiful benches from the spa template to set out a lovely corner here with some gardening even on the wall, just for her to sit down and feel zen in the space. Now, the restroom's right here, central to all the spaces in a way, and this is the front door to it. You can get through to it from the dining room, from the hallway, from the garage, from the outside. And here is that important space. As usual, I fiddled around with that mirror and that sink. I love the combination. And that's the toilet unit in the corner there. It's big enough for you to make it a bathroom if you want to, if you choose to replicate this build. So that basically is the entire ground floor of this house. And as I say, it's on a small plot. Well, the build is for a small plot. And just that section there is the actual house, because the garage takes up a lot of space. I quite like the way it's turned out for the bottom part of this house. Okay, now we're going to go upstairs to the next level, where we have the family space, an ensuite master, a living room for the family to be a lot more casual and playful in, and 2 bedrooms that share a family bathroom at the back here. It's a good size family bathroom. It's big enough for you to take care of children in, and it has a separate space for where the actual toilet unit is over in the corner here under this archway. Now, as you know, you can place things in front of doors now without glitching, so that's great. So that's the toilet unit over there, and that's the bathroom for the family. So this is the living room area upstairs. There's a computer for the kids to do some work or just play around and browse, safely I might add. And I really love the way this living room turned out. I love the rustic staircase behind the sitting room area and the artwork up on the wall. And then we have these lovely Latin Villa lamps on those tables. Then we've got a big window to the front part of the house and a door that leads out to the front of the property too. And I thought curtains made the space up here a lot warmer, cozier, and more relaxing. So this is basically where her kids would spend a lot more time because the TV is in here, right? And you can see toys scattered around. The first room over on the side here belongs to her first daughter. She's about 13 years old. She's a preteen, but still the room is quite nice. It's got a double bed, and it's basically a room that the kid could grow up into as a teen or as a young lady, and I think I like the way it is. And as I say, you can place things behind doors now without glitching. Thank you, Sims FreePlay. So that's a lovely closet space, and there's a nice window over on the side through which she can look out onto the back garden over there. So that's her preteen daughter's room, who's at school at the moment, along with the little toddler that has the room across the way past the TV. This room looks out to the front part of the house, and of course I couldn't get enough of this bed that we had access to from the property that was actually standing here originally, that we unlocked, the family garage house. So it's really beautiful, and I wanted it in a different space from the grand estate. So this is different. The carpet's a lot darker. You've got the Neo Tokyo chest of drawers and some plants, and of course that lovely lamp. And then you've got the pin the tail on the donkey artwork up on the wall. I thought it worked brilliantly in this space, and she has her own closet. So this space is the exact same size as the room belonging to the preteen, and that's where their wardrobes are. And I think it's lovely, and I'm still so glad that we can place things behind doors. Right, so that's where the kids are on that part of the house, that side, and then the other half, the master bedroom, has good privacy, so they're basically in a different wing altogether above the garage. And I think that's quite nice for a master bedroom, you know. So this is what it looks like. You've got this lovely luxurious bed, and not so much clutter in the space. It's just brilliant, with a piece of artwork, a nice chair on the side to relax, a vanity that I put together myself because I wanted something different, and a plant in the corner. It's a 3-piece suite with a balcony attached to it, so that's lovely. So you come in through past the closet space out to this balcony area overlooking the back part of the house. It's really nice. You could do a lot with that space. That's the closet, and then opposite the closet area is the door that leads into the ensuite bathroom, with everything that they need for Mr. and Mrs. I think that this house has everything that a big house should have, and if I wanted to, I could have made the preteen room an ensuite, and I did initially, but I decided to make it share the bathroom as a family, you know, just because. It was just too much for a preteen, but it's a lovely house, and I think I might keep this one instead of the grand one. This is so hard for me to choose, but it's more traditional, more homely, and it just looks like that house, the nice house down the corner in your street. It's been a very busy week. I have had to complete the Grand Garages live event just in time, and I have then gone on to build the grand estate that I put up a couple of days ago, and then I went on to build this particular house, which I absolutely love, and now I'm backed up with live builds. So I haven't done the live build for the grand estate, and I haven't done a live build for this, and I started desiring to want to do live build and tours in one video altogether. I couldn't do that in this case because I'm working on Teeny Issues episode 4. So do bear with me. I'm just going to get the sim Gail to go and pick up her kids from school because it's time, and she doesn't want to keep her kids waiting. Now, it would be nice if we could actually see her drive away. That would be so cool. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and do be patient with me with regards to the live builds, and I'll see you again soon in the next video. Bye!